you holding? Why are you holding that E?
I don't know. I'm so confused.
Oh my goodness! If you couldn't tell at home, ladies and gentlemen, Andy is actually calling in from New York. Not New York City. From New York,
upstate New York. goddammit.
Upstate New York. Yes. Hello. I'm Josh. This is the Channer Rant Podcast, and with me, as always, is my good bearded friend, even when he's 3,000 miles away, Andy Fusco.
That's me, Josh. And let me tell you, I'm pissed off this week.
Well, before we get into that, actually, you know what, Andy? Why are you pissed off?
I'll tell you why I'm pissed off, Josh. Apparently, in upstate New York, the closest corner store is 10 minutes away by car at 55 miles an hour. So that's got to be 5 miles to try to find a beer in this godforsaken hole in the earth.
I figured it would have just been a dry county by now.
It used to be in the Puritan days, and for 200 years after that, but things are slowly changing.
In the Puritan days and 200 years after that.
Yeah, it's very progressive here in this town.
Yeah, you can find a tall boy if you drive 50 fucking miles.
Exactly. Oh, fuck's sake.
So what time is it there in beautiful New York?
It is 11 a. No, wait, sorry, 2. What the fuck time is it?
Let's say it's 11 here, so I know it's not.
Yeah, it's 2 p.m. 2 p.m., sorry.
2 p.m., so it makes a little more sense for you to be drinking at 2 p.m. than it makes for me to be drinking at 11. But these are the sacrifices that I make to bring the Channer Rant audience the delicious audio goodies that they desire.
This is high-quality entertainment right here.
High fucking quality entertainment. Okay, speaking of fucking... This is a Channer Rant Podcast. It is an explicit show, if you couldn't tell by now. So if you are of the sensitive ears, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to fuck off and get out of here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fuck. Oh, man. Do you think we still need to do the disclaimer? Do you think people have just figured it out by now?
No, I think we do.
Yeah? Just in case? Even though we usually swear well before we do the disclaimer nowadays?
That's true. We almost always do.
Almost always. But real quick, before we get into the topic of the day, listeners can review the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google, whatever. That helps us. You can send us emails, and you can record messages to be played on air. Send them to us, channerrant@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Send us your butthole pics on Snapchat. And check out the Chanter Rant store at channerrant.com. Buy some merch. Speaking of buying merch, big shout out to Mr. Teddy Hart, who hooked himself up with some One of the Six merch. It helps.
Whoa, Teddy.
That money goes directly to hopefully replacing our Zoom H4 and also putting Bushmills in my stomach.
And occasional my herpes medicine.
Occasionally, Fusco's horse-sized doses of penicillin. So it's kind of a grab bag episode today, Fusco, because you're in New York. We attempted to record this while you were still in town, but we were blacked out, so it was completely awful. Luckily, we streamed it.
How did the second half of that go? By the way,
I haven't even
no memory of it whatsoever.
Yeah, I haven't even listened to it. We had Mickey call in, and he just he just refused to answer questions. I'm like, oh, so Mickey, hey, good to have you on the show. What do you think about this? It's like, all right, well, that's making for some real fucking riveting radio, my friend.
This should be, maybe that should have been the secret ending that week. I don't know.
Well, I still have the audio, so we can. Speaking of the audio, hold on, let me check the recorder.
Yeah, let's make sure we don't lose it.
We are currently recording, ladies and gentlemen, because we're not streaming, so we'll be fucked.
We have no backup.
That is our backup. So, Fusco, you had an interesting topic idea today. Do you want to explain that to our beautiful, hopefully slightly aroused listeners?
I'd be happy to, my friend. So I was thinking, this is that time of year when people change bands. It's all the bands reset for the year. They're redoing their music. They're changing sets, etc. A lot of people start to change bands, and it occurred to me that if somebody was to offer me to play in another band, what would entice me to actually want to go? Like, why would I want to do that? So I was just thinking we could have a discussion about, like, what do you look for in a band? If you're going to change or join a band, like, what turns you on, you know? So, I mean, assuming you had endless talent or whatever, you know, that's a different thing potentially.
Which, of course,
level.
we both do have endless talent.
Yeah, we could go anywhere, but we want to talk down to the listeners that are listening to this, the people that have, you know, less quality fingers that like you and me. But
yeah, I mean, I'm turning down offers at Field Marshal left and right.
I mean, they've already won the Worlds, and they still want to get better, and so they're asking you, like, Josh, how can we get better? Please help us.
Well, yeah, because they've won the Worlds. Now they want to win the solar systems.
The Mr. Universe pageant?
Yeah, they want to win the Milky Way Pipe Band Championships.
I love this idea.
Strangely enough, the Milky Way Pipe Band Championships hosted right here in Las Vegas.
Brilliant.
In my backyard. BYOB.
Speaking of Milky Way, that's my nickname for my penis in college. Did you know that?
Was the Milky Way?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because it...
it delivered creamy white goodness.
Oh, God. I figured it was
two
because...
ladies far and wide.
I just figured it was because scientists needed large, powerful optics to study it.
That too.
Just like the Milky Way galaxy. So this is interesting because I know a lot of people talk about, well, especially last season, the topic of poaching was all over the place. And I think that this is really the flip side of that, because poaching is the idea that, well, these big bands just keep, snapping up all the players and making themselves bigger, and the smaller bands can't cope. But from a player's perspective, it is usually the opportunity to travel more, compete more, play at that higher level that you're trying to get to. And I think that, that argument needs to be made.
Well, there's always the argument that, you would assume that people would only take a promotion if they're moving vertically, right? Up as opposed to horizontal. Like, so why would somebody change bands
or if you're moving
to do the same thing?
Or if you're moving down to play in a service band?
Well, yeah. If you really want to do no work and play lots of really high profile funerals and things,
dude, let me tell you, like, I am so ready. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna do police or fire, and I will be like the fucking star bagpiper of the police and fire department. Like, I'm not even gonna do the physical or try out or any of that stuff. I'm just gonna play pipes and be like, well, don't you need like one decent fucking player?
Just one?
Yeah. The rest I can learn. I can learn the rest of that shit on the job. Like,
you get a special pass because you can actually play. Especially if you're in the surprise fire department, they definitely need a decent fire.
Absolutely.
Department player out there.
Jesus. I mean,
surprise Arizona.
I could figure out how to work the hoses and shit. Like, I'm a fairly smart dude.
You work your hose every day, so
dude, I worked my hose first thing this morning, man. I had a fucking. I woke up with an erection that could summon the fucking Bifrost this morning. It was amazing.
Hold on, where's my record scratch sound? I don't have it.
You don't have your soundboard, bitch.
I don't have my soundboard today. God damn it!
I am God now.
Okay, let's pretend that the record scratch goes off. What? What the fuck does that mean?
No, dude, it's come on, it's a Thor reference. He summoned the Bifrost. That's the thing that can transport you to other planets.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only a music nerd, not a fucking...
See, I'm an everything... and actually, fuck you, because you're way more than a music nerd, sir.
Yeah, but I'm not into comic books. That's
Weren't you like a fucking WoW nerd?
Yeah, for sure.
Weren't you a fucking Dungeons and Dragons nerd? And like,
absolutely.
Were you ever a Magic the Gathering nerd?
No, I never got into Magic. No,
I never got into the card games. I was always like a Star Wars nerd and then a comics nerd.
Yeah, like the one thing I missed was comics. I never got into that.
Oh man,
us sci-fi nerds and like fantasy nerds look down on the comic book nerds.
Really?
Yeah, we got to beat those kids up. So
I was just thinking that like the sci-fi nerds and like WoW and Dungeons and Dragons nerds, like that was just to the left of the spectrum. Like the comic book nerds could still get laid. That was a thing.
Maybe that's a West Coast thing, because that certainly wasn't an East Coast thing.
Really? The comic book nerds were like a lower class of nerd on the East Coast? We're way off topic, by the way.
They definitely were. From my high school that I remember.
I apologize in advance for being off topic. It's just that I'm drinking at 11 o'clock in the morning, and, and I fucking drank all night last night. So
here's a question: where do the music nerds fall in this scale? Do you think?
Okay, so when I was a kid, the music nerds. I wasn't a music nerd until fairly recently, in the timeline. Like I wasn't a music nerd until I was like 16.
Right.
But yeah, I think the music nerds were slightly more unfuckable. Like, slightly more unfuckable than the comic nerds. But the sci-fi nerds were like the most unfuckable of all.
See, I don't know about that because I'm just thinking back now, but the comic book nerds stuck to themselves and there weren't that many of them and they were mostly dudes. All dudes from what I remember. Maybe your time frame's a little different, times were different, but in at least a music class, half the band was girls, so at least you had a shot.
Oh yeah, well,
I mean, no, you didn't want to, but at least
actually,
it was
now
there.
that I think about it, though, like they do go on like band trips and stuff, so they probably were getting freaky.
Oh yeah,
There was probably some finger diddles going on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I do remember an incident on the back of the bus traveling to a parade with finger blasting some broad, you know.
Yeah, well, like it's and that was just a year ago on our way to the world.
Exactly.
And that broad was John Boy.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Okay, so wait.
What are we talking about?
I have no fucking idea. Sorry, we got off on a tangent there. So we're talking about changing bands essentially.
Oh right.
Yes. What a fun thing this will be for you to edit.
I can't wait. Well, at least we have no sound effects, no nothing. So this should be
no. There's no guess. This is Chanarant in its purest form.
Chanarant raw.
Like the original form of Chanarant was just no bullshit, no streams, just Josh and Andy getting drunk and shooting the shit.
2 jerk-offs and 2 microphones.
2 jerk-offs jerking off. So we're talking about changing bands. It's that time of year where like the recruitment things have gone out. And
sure,
Fusco, would you be willing to disclose whether or not anyone has approached you?
Yeah. I won't say who, but yes, I have been approached to play in other bands.
You motherfucker!
For next year.
See, I was approached pre-season this year. Like I was approached in like June, but I was not approached. I have not been approached yet. So maybe it's because I play my chanter on every episode.
And I think it was after that last episode when we challenged Andrew to whatever the fuck
the grip thing. Yeah. After they heard me play Susan McLeod, they're like, never mind. We don't need that guy.
No, but
I think the only reason bands want me to come play with them at the Worlds is because I have a camera.
Like, yeah, they're like, will you take pictures?
Will you take some pictures? Will you do some of them like funny videos you do?
Isn't that what happened at the first contest last year when we went to Ireland?
Yeah, man. I was a photographer. I was a uniformed photographer.
Jason's like, will you carry the extra Ross canister guts and your camera?
Dude, I was a fucking pack mule at that event. That was at Antrim. Yeah. And because I didn't know both sets. I only knew the MSR. And I was learning them. I was in the process of learning the medley, and that event was the medley. And so I'm like, well, I'll just play the center bands with you guys and like take pictures and whatever. Like, no worries. Fusco, keep Fusco from shitting his pants too much.
Yep.
And I fucking swear to God, never have I seen more accoutrement just like thrown at, like people are just like, oh, here's my jacket. Oh, here's my extra canister just in case. Here's this fucking tuner. Hold this. I'm just like, I'm following you guys as you go into the circle, and I'm trying to like watch the performance and like take photographs. And I've got 60 pounds of shit that's been offloaded on me of fucking water bottles and fucking towels and fucking Arnold's extra canister just in case he had to swap at the last minute. I was like, what in the earth? What are we doing here? I needed a fucking trolley just to like load all that shit in and just push it around. And the funny thing to me is everybody was in uniform. So where the fuck was all this shit coming from?
Right. Where were they hiding this before?
Dude, where were they? And this was after fucking John Boy set his sporn on fire with his fucking vape. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, fuck. What was the question?
Well, we were talking about traveling to other bands. Fusco, are you already drunk? I mean, it's 2 p.m. and you only got a tall boy. But yes, honestly, I feel like most of the time, if I get an offer, I'm never sure if it's because they want me to actually play or they want me to take photos and videos of their band, which I'm okay either way.
Right. To be fair, I don't... I think the same thing. I wonder if it's people want me in their band because they think I'm fun and I drink a lot and I'll be like the fucking dancing bear, or like I don't know what
which you will be
which
the
I
dancing bear.
absolutely will do. I will do stupid shit. That's for sure. But I have no idea, like, because people, we get those offers too. People want to come drink with us and they want us to come out to their city or whatever and play or have just hang out with them or whatever. Like, we can't possibly keep up this charade forever, right? Like, we're not this much fun.
Well, I would argue that we are very fucking fun. Thank you very much. And I think that there are 6 listeners that would agree.
Well, the 6 that have met us, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The six are usually fairly supportive. But it's so funny because speaking of the 6, and speaking of traveling, and speaking of competitions, where are we at with the photo that shall not be named?
I have not gotten a recent update, so I need to check on that.
Because that is gonna rock the pipe band world to its core.
Yes, it will. It's gonna be amazing. People will want to jump on board at that point. They'll want to be on the show. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna really it'll skyrocket us past the what were we at now? 18,000 downloads.
18,000, 18.5 or something like that.
That's not too shabby, man. Could you imagine? Think back to February when
let's toot our own horn for a second.
When we pitched this stupid fucking idea of a bagpiping podcast revolving mainly around dick jokes.
Yeah, very little around bagpipes, but at least
a bagpiping podcast with very little bagpipes involved.
Yeah, no, I was hoping my best case scenario was like 100 downloads a week. That was what I was thinking would be a success.
Dude, my best case scenario was I wanted to make it to like a year's worth of episodes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like people don't shut us down within a year.
Yeah, like if we can make it through a whole year of doing the show, then it'll take Grace No Vortex like 6 years to catch up. So we'll be fine.
We could take a
long vacation at that point. Yeah, but no, man, it's crazy. So okay, Fusco.
Yes, sir.
So you've gotten some offers.
I have.
What do you look for in an offer to travel and play as a townie for a band?
That is a great question. Well, wow. I don't think I would look so much for somebody that's going to the Worlds necessarily, or somebody that's like competing for the first place in the Worlds and they're great. I don't think that necessarily would get me on board. I think I would need to be in a group that I think most important. I would want to enjoy it, like have fun. Because if I'm going to go through that trouble, I'm going to want to be there.
Yeah,
I want
absolutely.
to hang out with people, So I'm going to want to be around people that I like and that sort of thing. Because some bands are a little.
Up their own ass. Like, we don't have to pull punches. This is Chanaram, bro.
Well, I'm just thinking like how to describe it exactly, but yeah, I want to have a good time basically, and I'll take care of the music and stuff for the most part. I just want to enjoy it. So,
for the most part,
unless I lose my, I shit myself and then it
unless you shit your kill. I've heard that the trick is to just not wear underpants, and then if you got a shit, it just goes straight down. You're good.
Yeah, it's just squat and then it's on your legs, but
just spackle some grass somewhere.
That's what hose were designed for, didn't you know?
Yeah, that's what they're keeping the shit off your shins.
Why else would you wear such ridiculous socks? I don't even know.
It's to hide our bony knees, bro.
But they don't even cover the knees. They cover our terrible calves. Apparently, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think most pipers skip leg day.
Yeah. I don't. Well, I don't know. What do you think? What would entice you to want to play with somebody else?
I mean, if I'm being completely honest, don't get me wrong. I'd love to say that I'm in it for the music and the integrity and really trying to better myself as a player. But if I'm being brutally honest, as I usually am on the Chanaram podcast, I'm doing it for the sesh. Like, let's be real.
Right.
I want to have fun. Like, I want to travel. I want to meet new people. I would play with a different band every fucking year if it meant I got to go to different places in the world. Right.
Except Blaggen. You don't want to go there.
No, I don't want to go to Blaggen. I don't want to go to Police Scotland Fife either.
No, Police Scotland Glasgow, you mean?
Yeah, them too.
Fife is the good one.
But yeah, I think for me, a lot of it's because when you look at it, I mean, it is a fucking investment.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
It's an investment of time. It is an investment of money. It is an investment of just soul to pick up a whole other band's music and then travel and then compete and then stay in the places that the band lives. You know, are you one of the 6? Then fucking let everybody know. Get your merch at chanarant.com and rock it to your nearest Highland Games, Open Solo Competition, or the World Pipe Band Championships. Shit, dude, take a picture and send it to us. We will post that motherfucker. Woo! So, Fusco, we've talked before on the show about our experience going to Northern Ireland to go play with the Breast.
Right.
Hashtag Team Breast.
What up, y'all?
But that was my first experience being kind of recruited out of the country to go play with a band. You've been recruited. Actually, you've had experience even when you were a shitty player being recruited to go to Worlds and to go to different contests. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
That's correct. I have. Well, it was like another one of those bands merging for the benefit of both bands, which ended up fucking us in the end, in the long term. But
it happens every time.
Yeah, it always seems to happen to us, which is funny. But back in, I don't know, 2003 or so, something like that, we merged with a band called Misty Isle out of California, where I forget how it worked exactly, but you know, some of our better players played with them, and they were going to the Worlds in 2004. So some of us that wanted to go with them were allowed to do that. You know, so it was myself and I believe myself, Graham, and Bryce were the only ones actually going, like pulling the trigger and buying plane tickets and all that. So there were other people that were playing with them in competition locally, but they didn't travel to the Worlds with them. So, but that was my first Worlds experience as well in 2004 with those guys. Well, I mean, I don't know how it all came about because I was pretty new at the time. Danny, the pipe major at the time, had made that happen. And, their people would come out to Vegas and practice with us, and then we'd go to California and practice with them and that sort of thing. And it was interesting. It was a good experience, obviously, for a newer player to be able to go do that sort of thing. We got to go to the Worlds. We stayed in like the college dorms in Sterling. You know, it was a great party. For sure.
A good sesh.
Yeah, absolutely. Met some cool people. You know, as you said earlier, like the best part was just meeting people. That's kind of where I started to learn that the pipe band world community is fucking fascinating, and that you meet all kinds of people and do all kinds of stupid shit in the name of bagpipes.
Of course, always in the name of pipes.
But yeah, man, that was a great time for sure.
Now is this the same time that you were abandoned? Is this the same trip?
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, it's the same trip that Graham abandoned me in a hotel in the middle of fucking Glasgow.
You want to tell that story to our listeners?
Well, yeah, sure. And the night of the World, like the night after the Worlds, I guess, when everybody goes out, we were Park Bar. I don't even know where we were at because I didn't know the names of places at the time. But we were at some bar where all the good players went afterwards, and everybody's hanging out and pipes were being passed around.
That's got to be fucking Todd's, right?
It could be Todd's. I don't even remember. It sounds like it would be. So at some point, we're just hammered out of mind. I'm hanging out with a guy named Chris Brannon, who is a good friend of mine from the Misty Isle days and also the Seamus Coyne days. But we're hanging out. Him and I are drinking our asses off and whatnot. And Graham tries to send us home because we're just drunk as shit. So he tries to put us in a cab to get into to take us to our dorm. So I jump in the cab, and then while we're in the cab, I figure out Graham's trying to ditch us. So right before the cab takes off, I jump out, and Chris is stuck in the cab. He's drunk. He doesn't know what's going on. God. So he pulls away, and he's by himself, right? And you just see him looking out the back window of the cab like, what's happening?
It's like Macaulay Culkin in fucking Home Alone, just like, oh.
That's exactly what it looked like. It was like a sad dog face, looking out the back of the window. It was so fucking funny. And I'm like, I guess I'm staying here. I'm going to follow Graham wherever he goes, right? So we ended up going like nightclubbing and shit. I don't even know. We ended up in nightclubs. I passed out in some bar, and they threw us out because I passed out in the seats of some bar.
Now, were you kitted up at the time?
No, we had changed.
Okay,
after that.
Thank goodness.
So yeah, oh yeah. So at some point we end up in a hotel in Glasgow because it was too late to get trains back to our town or whatever it was. I don't know. I don't remember any of that. So I just remember waking up the next day because I know I was there with
for a
Graham.
person that grew up on the East Coast, your knowledge and capability with public transportation is severely lacking.
Again, I'm not from New York City. There's no public transportation where I live. Public transportation is my legs.
Public transportation was like a tractor with a fucking wagon behind it.
Exactly. So we wake up in this hotel next to this guy named Gary, who was also in the band, and he's like fucking naked. Well, he had underwear on, but
so this guy definitely fucked you.
Could have been. I don't know. So I wake up and Graham's there. It's just him and I, and we've never been there before. Graham's been to Glasgow lots of times. He's a British,
Liverpudlian.
Yeah, exactly. So we're like, where the fuck are we? Like, where's Graham? We're like looking around the hotel for him. Maybe he went to get breakfast. He's nowhere to be found. And so we're like, well, do we wait for him? What do we do? So we end up trying to find our way back to a train to get back to the town of Stirling, which is not close to Glasgow. It's an hour train ride or something. Well, maybe not an hour. I could be exaggerating. But we end up getting back hours later and walk in the dorm, and Graham's sitting there in like the common room like, hey, fellas, look at you. I'm like, you motherfucker. You left us in the middle of Glasgow. We don't know where we are. We don't know anything. We've never been here before. Why would you leave us?
This was and to put it into perspective for some of our listeners, this was like pre-Google Maps, dude.
Oh, absolutely. This is pre-internet on your... pre-internet on your phone. You had texting, but that was it, I think, if I remember correctly.
Like, this was pre-smartphone.
Yeah, this is us, like, asking cops, like, which way to Stirling, essentially. And they look at you like they're going to fucking...
Are you fucking kidding me? You fucking yank.
So I come to find out, there's another funny part of that story, that Chris, the guy we left behind in the cab, gets the cab to the train station that night, and he's drunk out of his mind. So he ends up passing out at the train station. Now, these are all outdoor stone buildings.
Yeah.
There's no windows to them. And he's just passed out sitting on the wall. And a copper comes by, and they just put him on a train. They didn't even know where he was going. He was like trying to figure out where he's going. Like they put him on a train.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Exactly correct. So who knows where he took that train to? How far?
Strangely enough, that's exactly what we do with the homeless in Las Vegas. We just put them on a bus to California.
That's actually true. Eric has told me many a story where they put him on a bus to Arizona.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
They give him $20. They buy the plane ticket and they say, good luck.
Catch you later. Good luck making it back.
That actually happens. That's funny. So yeah, that was our experience with Graham ditching us. That was awesome. That's when I knew that he was not out to, he was not on your side, generally speaking.
Oh no. Well, you have to keep in mind too, in that point, I think it was just every man for himself.
Yeah, but we already stayed in the hotel room. Why ditch us the next morning? The damage had been done.
So there's a great parallel, and I don't know if we've told this story on the podcast before, but there's a great parallel of Fusco being completely fucking lost in Glasgow to the most recent trip we had. Where you woke up in a room that was not your own and had no fucking idea how to get back to the hotel.
Yeah, we told that story in great detail in Dirtbag Olympics Part 2.
Oh, that was Dirtbag Olympics Part 2.
Yeah, which reminds me, we need to put out a call for stories for Dirtbag Olympics Part 3.
Dude, Dirtbag Olympics Part 3 might be the worst Dirtbag Olympics we've ever done.
It's got to be. How do you beat that McDonald's cheeseburger story?
The McDonald's story was killer. So if you have stories, we're probably we have time. We have a couple weeks before we're going to do Dirtbag Olympics Part 3. So if you have stories that you would like to submit for Dirtbag Olympics Part 3, send them to us, chanterant@gmail.com. We will omit names to protect those involved, but that's half the fun. Half the fun of the pipe band world is all the crazy shit we get into.
Right, absolutely. Which kind of brings us back to our original topic of what would interest you in changing bands, but that also reminds me of, pipe band is an adventure. The adventures you get into thanks to your association with these crazy people.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a meme floating around recently about, pipe band gets me into, I wouldn't have seen half the things I've seen if it wasn't for pipe band or something like that. I forget what it was exactly, but basically that. Which is very true. We get into a lot of interesting shenanigans thanks to bagpipes. So,
and I can think of a couple stories that I don't think I can think of a couple stories off the top of my head from a couple pipers I know that we definitely haven't used on Dirtbag Olympics. So I might have to like reach out to them and say, hey, will you write that up and send it to us?
Yeah, we definitely should.
Is it interesting? This is kind of a weird podcast parallel, but like Big Rab, our Pooh Bear, our friend, it takes him potentially weeks or months to put together a comprehensive podcast on judging and like the issues that are raised with judging in the associations right now. And we spend that same amount of time just to accumulate a bunch of stories of people fucking.
I think people get the difference between our two podcasts.
Yeah,
that's a great example.
That is a great example of the different. Like Big Rab will put a month into a judging episode, and we will put a month into Dirtbag Olympics Part 3.
Exactly.
We gotta start like actually doing. The Big Rab Show awards are coming up.
They are.
Do we don't qualify for any of these, right? Like, there's no way.
Well, he's got best social media, although we haven't done much this year.
Yeah,
as far as Las Vegas or the band that shall not be.
But I stopped applying for the best social media award when they gave it to themselves last year.
Yeah, that was a bit shitty. You should take yourself out of that running.
Yeah, like I wouldn't. Okay, let's do the Chanarant Awards. We'll do the Chanarant Podcast Awards 2018.
Guess what?
Categories include best bagpiping podcast, biggest dick on the radio. What else? Guess what? We're gonna win them all.
Brassiest balls.
Yeah. Well, brassiest balls would have to go to Mr. Lennox for sure.
No, we got to win everything just to spite him.
Okay. So here's a push to the listeners. The six, because when the six band together, anything is possible.
Absolutely.
Go to the Big Rab Show Awards post, and you email in your picks to bigrabshow@gmail.com. And
you have to email them. You
have to email them. bigrabshow@gmail.com. The categories are most improved band, best flourishing tenors, best venue, most emotional moment, best dressed, best beard, coolest bass drum, coolest drums, best concert live performance, band of the year, drum major of the year, best social media, Big Rab Show Legend Award. Submit Chanarant for all of them.
Yes, everyone.
Every single category. We talk about breaking Rab's inbox. Let's do this.
And the only one that'll actually be legitimate is best beard. I should have won that years ago, but whatever.
See, I'm thinking Big Rab Show. I'm thinking Big Rab Show Legend Award.
Yeah, that should definitely be us.
But I would love to win. I would love to win best flourishing tenors. So actually, let's do that. Let's do this. Only submit votes that are best flourishing tenors for Chanarant, because it makes absolutely no fucking sense.
That would be great. Yeah, just to win one that doesn't make any sense. And he's got to go by, right?
He's got to. Like if we get 700 fucking votes for us, then we are officially the best flourishing tenors according to the Big Rab Show.
Keep in mind these types of BS award shows are just popularity contests. So let's win this one. Let's win it for the Gipper.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Like let's do it for the six.
If we win it, I'll tell you this. If we win anything, this is what I'll do.
I'm pretty sure that you owe the audience an ass tattoo. So
it's coming. It's coming. If we win any one whatsoever, I will put the band that shall not be named in contest in Vegas in yellow flashes.
Oh, you're a monster. You're a rat bastard, Charlie Brown.
The entire band will be wearing yellow flashes. None of them will know what it means because none of them listen to this show. Well, a couple of them do. But
I hope not.
They'll be like, "Why are we changing our flashes this year?" Because
don't worry about it.
Awesome.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yellow flashes are all the fucking rage. So yeah, submit Chanarant to the Big Rab Show Awards for something that makes no sense.
Yeah, especially it doesn't matter what we win. We win anything, I will do.
Dude, if we win anything, I will fucking I don't even know what I'll do.
I would say I'd shit myself, but I do that anyway.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, you do that usually very, very loudly on the show.
Oh yeah.
So Fusco,
Yeah.
what kind of circling back around to the topic, when it comes to traveling to perform, when it comes to putting that investment in to play with a different band, is it really just the sesh? Is that all you're about? What takes you from 6 to midnight when it comes to a band besides Yellow Flashes?
Well, for me, it's not just the sesh. I would like to be in a band with good people that I enjoy being around. Obviously, they couldn't be too serious, but like I do enjoy playing good music. Obviously, so last year when we traveled, I very much enjoyed playing with that band because they were playing very good music compared to what we're used to.
Oh, I mean, it was brilliant. Yeah.
So regardless of how the results went, it was a good time just being in much better band than we're used to, and just sort of going along for the ride, like not having any responsibilities whatsoever other than knowing the music and being, the idiots with the giant flask and stuff,
Yeah, no, it was great to just like show up and do your job.
Yeah, and just play and not have to worry about anything. Eat some scones and drink some beers and whatever the fuck else.
Fucking A.
So, but like playing their medley was a lot of fun. Like that first practice, I remember like having that tingly feeling when I jumped in and played that, their opener with them, and it was like, fuck, this is awesome. So, a slightly higher level in the grade 3s or higher really turns me on because the tone is so good for the most part. And it's just a lot of fun to do that. So that's also important to me. I wouldn't go in a grade 4B band unless it was my own band. I would never go through the trouble for that. I don't care how good the sesh is, it wouldn't be worth it to me. I could find the same in a slightly higher band, But for me, that's what it would be. I mean, is there anything else for you, or is it just the party?
I mean, I enjoy the party. I definitely enjoy, like you said, I enjoy the idea of showing up and not having to be the best person in the room. I'm a huge fan of the idea that if you are the best, whatever it is, best, smartest, whatever, like, if you are the top of the room, you're in the wrong fucking room.
Right. Yeah.
So like, I enjoyed being, and if I'm being completely honest, like in that band, I was probably not like the bottom, but I was to the lower end of the spectrum of that band performance wise. And, it boosted me up. Like it got me going, and I had to work at it, which I appreciated. And it's not a thing that I get a lot here.
Yeah, absolutely. I've noticed that just with, well, it's interesting when you're around people that are like, just me being here this week, for example, hanging out with Andrew Douglas the other day, like just seeing his office where he does his work, and like even just watching his video production. I watched a little bit of sort of his behind the scenes stuff. Like that makes me want to do this stuff better. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
So in piping, it's the same thing. Like hanging out when Jack Lee comes to town, like I'm just doing the same shit we always do that I've known for a year. But like just being around him makes me want to stand a little straighter,
Yeah.
So being around people that are like slightly better than you or whatever, it just makes you want to do it a little bit more, or whatever. So there's definitely that factor for sure.
Well, and it's important too, because like, I mean, like for me, when we have an instructor that comes to town, I really try never to miss it, because like, it does, like, it makes you stand a little straighter, and like, it's not just that it helps my playing, and it's a rare opportunity for me to get comments and critiques on my playing, which I don't get a lot. Mm-hmm. But I get to like kind of absorb some of the teaching style and some of the leading style of these people too.
Yeah, that too,
which is huge for me. I mean, I try to be way less of a cunt after watching Jack Lee lead, because
yeah, absolutely.
Like, because he has a way of just getting results that's different than what I would normally go to. Granted, so I mean, it's funny story that I don't know if we've mentioned on the podcast. Like, that's why I will drag myself to a Jack Lee practice even if I am fucking dying.
All right, hold on. Let's play some hero music. Josh is going to tell you why he's a hero.
Yeah, there's no hero music here.
I tell you what, though. See, every time we air dirty laundry, we get in trouble. But what the fuck? This is our lives. I don't know if proud is the right word, but I gave you a lot of credit for showing up that day because I know how fucking sick you were,
dude.
We had we had a couple people in the band like not show up for various fucking reasons, and I'm just like, how could you possibly miss this? Jack fucking Lee is here, and you're gonna miss this? Are you kidding me right now?
The
something stupid.
The only reason that I missed the first day is because I was literally I was 500 miles away.
Well, I know you were coming home from work. We had 2 days for that purpose.
Yeah.
You know, some people were gonna miss.
But there was no fucking way I was gonna miss that Tuesday. There was no way.
Yeah, no, that blew my mind that somebody wouldn't come for, I mean, and then there were people that came both days, so there's,
and I only had to step out of the circle to go yak once, which isn't too bad.
Yeah, and you didn't mention it, which was great. You just came in, you sat there, you looked sick, but nobody,
Dude,
you ran out of the room at one point, and everybody's like, "What's up with Josh?" I'm like, "He's got food poisoning. I think he's throwing up." They're like, "What?"
Dude,
don't worry about it. He'll be fine.
Yeah, if you're gonna be a bear, you got to be a fucking grizzly, bro.
Yeah. But that's another question. I've found that leading by example does not work, or so it seems, because no matter what you do, people just do whatever they want anyway. But I was thinking, at that moment, would it have been better to tell people what was going on with you as an example? Or does it not even fucking matter because people are going to do what they want anyway? They end up doing what they want anyway.
I don't think it fucking matters. Yeah, I really don't think it matters. I mean, the thing for me is, and I've adapted to this now, but for the most part, when I'm at practice now, unless I'm specifically asked something, I don't say shit. I show up and I play, and then I leave.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of that same thing where it's no, you knew what was going on with me. So if I have to jump out of the circle, you're not going to fucking beat me over the head about it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. But it's interesting I wonder what other people think about that when they're motivating their own or trying to motivate their own players.
I mean, if you want to play the fucking Josh McEachern hero music, I fucking played the Worlds with a fucked ankle, dude. That thing was huge.
I'm definitely gonna edit in some shit right here.
And edit in some hero music. Dude, do you remember how fucking wide my ghillie was?
Oh no, I remember, dude. Your ankle was fucked.
It was totally fucked. Because I was pushing some drunk ass and the girl he was trying to fucking pull up a goddamn hill in a shopping cart in Cookstown.
That was your idea, if I remember correctly.
No,
I don't remember anything, dude, so who knows?
Yeah, about to say anything that's a bad idea was probably my idea.
Yeah, absolutely. That was just a terrible idea. And then the shopping cart fell over and fucking
tumbled everybody out.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, but I'll give you credit. You did do that. You did wins about that quite a bit, but
dude,
you still
I was fucking dying. I was, and the thing is, you can't get proper painkillers in Northern Ireland. They have a different thing from what we have here.
That they do.
And so I was on a 6 times dose of their weak ass shit just to and I'm occasionally sipping a flask. I'm just fuck, all right, we're good.
I remember thinking the same thing because I had to get Dramamine. I brought Dramamine from the U.S. while I was heading over there because I get motion sick, and it worked great. And then when I ran out of ours and I had to buy theirs, I'm like,
it was awful.
It did not. It was this is terrible. How many of these I have to take? Throwing up all over the place.
Yeah, they gave me their painkillers, and I was like, can I have 15 more because this is not going to do it.
Yeah, it's are there doctors in this country? What is happening?
Just give me a morphine shot right to the fucking ankle.
Oh, dude, that was awesome. It's so fucking funny.
Great fucking set, though. Great fucking set.
We're thinking we're gonna carry you into the goddamn circle. I don't know.
Dude, fuck that shit. I came fucking thousands of miles. I was gonna march in and play. I don't give a shit.
Oh shit.
And then I did my job, dude. Fucking stood and played, and it was a good set.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that good. Jason yelled at us anyway, but either way.
Let me put it this way. Here's how most of those sets went. There were times where I was the one that fucked it up, and there were times where I wasn't.
Right, exactly.
The port, I fucked it up for sure.
Yeah.
The port. I gang raped that set. It was bad.
You gang raped a set by yourself.
But then again, I also said at the port, "Don't play me."
That's true. It's this is not going well. I'm having a bad day.
I was having a shit day.
Yeah.
But Worlds and the rest of them, man, I fucking dude. Like I said, I walked out with a raging erection.
Yeah. No, I think we played well those last two. The Worlds and which one?
Worlds was dope. Moira was fantastic. Dumbarton was my first, I think. I think that was the first time I played was Dumbarton.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And I was just like so happy not to be the one that fucked it up.
Oh, right. It was so interesting, actually, being on the receiving end of Jason being mad and yelling at us, because that's usually me doing that. But I genuinely, is that the right word? Genuinely feel bad when like he's like, "Fuck, that sucked." I'm like, "Shit, was it me? Could I have done something different?" Like I have no idea. Like what could I have done different? You know?
Yeah, no, I was in the zone, man. I was in the zone. I'm just like, I know, it's not me yet. It's not me yet. Like,
yeah. It's an interesting perspective.
Well, and I had the thing too, where you were the anchor over by Bert.
I was for like a week, and then he's moved me back.
Every single contest, I was immediately to the left of the pipe major. Mm-hmm. So if I fucked up,
yeah, that sucks. That's a shitty spot.
If I fucked up, he fucking knew it. So I was working pretty hard not to be the one that fucked it up. It's like the old thing that I used to always say when it comes to like solo contests or like pipe band contests. It's like outrunning a bear. You're never going to outrun the bear. You just got to outrun the person next to you.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
That's all it is.
That's one way to think about it.
Like if everybody has the mentality of I'm not going to be the one to fuck it up, then you're golden.
Yeah, that's true.
So we've been all over the place on this one.
We have, yeah.
It's a grab bag episode. It happens.
To be fair, most of our episodes are all over the place. So.
Oh, God damn it. God damn it.
You're fucking with me now.
You could tell.
Yeah, oh, yeah. That was not nearly as... There was not enough fear in your voice. You were...
There wasn't that grave concern.
Like, I could tell from the last week when you told me about this, like, I was in the other room in the bathroom.
Yeah, you went to the living
room. And I could tell from there, like...
And you came back and I said, I was just dead in the eyes. I was like, oh my God.
No, you yelled to me. I was in the bathroom. You're like, oh my God, Fusco. I'm like, oh God, what did you do? Like, I knew it was for real. Which reminds me, we should give a shout out to our boy Ray the Piper for saving us last week and ripping the audio from the Facebook stream.
Yeah, man, dude, the six really came together and helped us out. So, yep. Fusco, we're on the topic of traveling and playing, but we do have a couple things. Actually, we have this clip.
Oh yeah.
And I don't really know how to preface this clip.
I would just play it. Don't even introduce it.
So we're not going to say who it is.
Oh, we will at the end.
We'll say who it is at the end. So we're just we're gonna play this one for listeners, and I might have to like fudge around with the computer audio. So yeah, I'll let you know when we're back in.
Okay.
This is it.
All right, I think that's probably plenty.
Did you get to the like chorus?
Yeah. No, I mean, God, I hope he got paid for this.
I do too.
So that was actually a clip of a friend of the show, Eric, who wrote the Chainerant jig.
Yeah, Eric Evanhouse, one of the original 6.
Dude, one of the OG 6. He wrote a tune for Big Grab recently too.
He did, yeah. He's a tune writing monster.
Speaking of the Chainerant fucking jig, where are we at with Brad? Do we need to have him back on the show just to chastise him for not getting our fucking intro music?
We might have to. I haven't talked to him in a while about it, but we might have to try that.
Just be like, hey, where the fuck is it, dude?
So hold on, we got to talk about this video. Did you watch it or just listen to it?
No, I was watching and listening, and the audio went to the listeners, all 6 of them.
Oh, okay. So it's really helpful to see it because it's funny to watch. One, he's tied to a microphone stand, so I get it a little bit, but Jesus Christ, Eric,
you gotta
stiff, buddy,
dude. Like put your hips into it, bro. Like if you're
this is your
do
rock
rock
star
and roll,
moment.
like if you're gonna do rock and roll, you gotta fucking own that shit.
I mean, Jesus Christ, he's stiffer than your wiener when you found a rubber cock sword in your backpack.
Dude, nothing stiffer than that.
My God. But I'll give him credit. His pipe sounded nice.
No,
but
and I did like some of his like, you know, to hit some of the notes, some of those halves that he was doing where he was just like pulling up a bit. And that was dude, the man's got talent.
Yeah, and he's got a nice high G going on there.
Hey, you know who he was immediately better than is a goddamn McCain piper. Either of them.
He should have played that tune at McCain's funeral. That would have been great.
Hey, the kids can't come inside, babe.
Let the bodies hit the floor would have been perfect for McCain's funeral.
Oh no! Oh, put your hands up for John McCain. Put your hands up for John McCain.
Oh shit!
We're going to hell. We're going to hell when we die. I just finished listening to that, by the way, and
that's right. I've always wanted to meet John McCain anyway.
that's what I was going to bring up. I just listened to the Marvel ending of that episode.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Because I hadn't heard it yet, and I was like, oh my god. Also, that Cahill's Corner, it just sounded a little weird. I'm not sure. About that one.
Cahill might have had a cold that day. I'm not sure. He didn't sound quite like himself.
He sounded about a foot and a half taller.
And about 6 inches longer.
Yeah. Well, you know. And maybe like three longer and like a half wider.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
And ribbed.
So
Fusco, on this delightful Saturday Grab Bag episode, final thoughts.
You know, it's a tough call, you know, depending on if you're in a leadership position of a band or just a player, you see it from different sides, you know, the poaching versus I get to go on an adventure kind of thing. But generally speaking, I support people going out and enjoying themselves and joining a band that gives them the opportunity to meet people and see how it's done somewhere else, and especially if you get the opportunity to go play in the UK with a band over there or something like that. You know, of course, do it legally by the rules, or don't. I don't give a fuck. But
I'll say, this is a Chain Rain podcast.
Yeah, wait a minute. Who am I?
We are not known for giving a fuck about the rules.
Yeah, associations can go fuck themselves. But you know, it's a great opportunity. I've done it a few times, played with a few different bands over the years, and I've learned a lot because of it. And I always brought it back to my home band because ultimately where you live is, you know, important to make something happen as well. But I highly recommend it. I think it's a great idea to take those opportunities when you can.
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Yeah, I guess when it comes to the topic of traveling, you know, Lord, I was born a traveling man, and I think that
I think that was about banging chicks, wasn't it? That song.
Well, I mean, if you get the opportunity to travel to play pipes and bang chicks, why not do both?
That's a good point. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking.
Speaking of cheeseburgers. A little sleepy little Andy Fusco on the couch, cuddling his McDonald's. But yeah, no, I think that don't get me wrong. For me, it's equal parts music and sesh, and it's got to be, you know, it's a band, so it's got to be a good fit for like the person.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that when we went over to play in Northern Ireland, they thought they had an idea of what a shit show we were. And
they had no idea,
and bit off way more than they could chew when it comes to the Josh and Andy show.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume knowing Adele as they know her, and she's pretty wild. But they brought over 2 more Adeles to go fucking nuts. You know, I don't know. They didn't see that coming.
Just complete agents of chaos.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's something that shouldn't necessarily be as chastised as it is. Like, don't shit on players that go play with other bands. Like, they're doing it for the sesh. They're doing it for the opportunity to learn more, to play different music. And I think that's important, you know? Like, you fucking... What's the worst thing that happens? Like, it's not like they're going to fucking move there permanently. We tried to get Fusco to move to Northern Ireland permanently. It didn't happen.
Yeah, apparently my super sperm could not knock anybody up in time to get me to citizenship, so...
Well, the problem was you kept going for the butt.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't know what it is about Irish girls that like the butt. I don't know what it is. It's like Irish girls and Mormons. I don't know what it is.
And on that note, we're going to leave you all. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Chain Rant Podcast. And Fusco, play us out. This is going to be very fun because I have to call... Oh, no, he says he's back up. Oh, wait. There he is.
Checking, testing.
He's very quiet, and I can hear myself.
Checking, test.
Keep talking.
Checking, testing. I'm still here.
Now we're back in.
Microphone is back on.
What happened there, my friend?
I have no idea, but I restarted the router again.
All right.
I think what happened was 17 people got on the wireless at the same time all of a sudden. So I just told everybody to get off the wireless. And then I restarted because my speed went to shit.
Wait, there's 17 people there right now?
Well, no, there's 4 people. My sister's here and my parents are all on their phones at the same time using the Wi-Fi. And they just all started posting pictures and shit. And all of a sudden I see it.
I'm just imagining Andy Fusco walking out to his family. Mom, I'm trying to do my show. Stop putting pictures up on Facebook.
I'm coming out of the basement like,
Mom, the internet.
I'm like Cartman, like, Mom.
Yeah, Mom. Oh, shit. Well, I went ahead and... I'm hearing myself.
Yeah, hold on.
I went ahead and threw down a couple ads in the meantime.
Okay, cool.
So those will be on...
You played them or you recorded them?
No, I recorded a couple with some background music.
All right, perfect.
All right. Are we ready? Are we ready to get back into this?
I think so.
Are you done?
I don't know.
It sounds like Cahill clicking on porn over there.